Hello and welcome to the daily crypto market review. Starting with, of course, Bitcoin. Right now, we are seeing Bitcoin is in sideways motion and in consolidation phase. It again hit the target of 24,000 and slightly moved and formed a wick above it, but didn't close any 4-hour candle or we can say any 4-hour candles body within the range of 24,000. Maximum people are also concerned about that if we see we are forming a double top pattern and which could result in the fall of Bitcoin quite lately at the bottom of the double top pattern as well. However, more likely if I'm supposed to consider the macroeconomic situations, that is a very less likely scenario. And as well, if we see the rising channel trend, until and unless we have hit this point which is about 25,000, there is a very less likely to have any big retracement unless a bad news comes in the market and turns around the course of the upside. Right now, if we see, Bitcoin is still having a decent amount of volume. If we see the volume over here compared to volume over here, Bitcoin is still having sufficient volume which can support the pump upwards. However, if you are following on Twitter, I posted just at the point when Bitcoin was around 24,000. I posted just today that a pullback to 23,000 to 24,000 is more probabilistic, as I would still consider this as a healthy correction to consider the continuation of the upwards price action of the market, and which is exactly right now we can expect in the Bitcoin. If we see the early chart right now, we can see the selling and the weakness in the Bitcoin price action. We were having the sideways motion since quite a lot of hours. If we see the number of candles, 1 2 3 4, let's see the number of candles from which we are on sideways motion. We are on sideways motion since the last 25 bars. That since it's a early candle chart, so it means we are in the sideways motion since the last 25 hours. So if BTC breaks down, that would be a healthy correction. At least the levels which I would consider for healthy correction to be retested is 23,000, which is exactly I have marked here in the chart. And if you have been following me on Twitter and on the YouTube updates, then you can see we have picked Bitcoin around this level of 21,600 and sold almost 50% of the Bitcoin holdings around 24,000. However, if Bitcoin tests this trend line and continues upwards, then we can expect healthy movement upwards towards the $25,000 as well as retest of the $24,000. Since we have already formed a CME gap at 28,000, so I expect Bitcoin to fill that gap anytime soon. Right now, we are still having considering the volume in the market. Since I don't use specifically any indicators, I just perform the macroeconomic analysis, technical analysis, the basic fundamentals of the market and some on-chain data, and discuss the summary of the analysis and what is my expectation about the market in the few hours as well as few days perspective. If you see right now, there is more chance of testing the downside, that the first level, if I am supposed to tell, the first level to be tested is 23,000, then the next would be 22,500. However, we are having a decent support around 22,800 level, which is exactly I have mentioned here. 22,000 to 23,000 area is more likely to be a strong support for BTC chart. If we see, the upside targets for Bitcoin would be 25,300, and if we break above the channel, which is less likely, that right now we are not in a sufficient volume phase to break above this channel. As well as I'll be discussing some things about stock market today which will make you understand why it is not sufficient right now to break outside this channel. However, overall we are still in the bear market and this is a bear market rally, so I wouldn't advise you to buy any altcoin right now. However, I'll be discussing major altcoins in this video such as Ethereum, Solana and Atom, and tell you the points where I will be picking those altcoins for the next rally if we are heading up towards $25,000, likely after testing this level of 23,000 to 22,800 region. That is a highly probabilistic region to be retested. However, if we have any bad news, then we can even continue to downside, forming the double top pattern. Since we are having a double top pattern, if you see on the larger time frame, let's say on the 4-hour chart, it is forming a double top pattern. If I am supposed to draw the double top pattern using a polyline, so this is somehow the pattern is right now forming, and this is the probable target that is about here. Let me fix this. So this is the most probable target for the double top pattern if we are supposed to go down respecting the double top pattern. However, I still expect the market to be moving upside after testing this pattern. And since technical fundamental analysis is far more important than the technical analysis, as well as the astrological analysis and the world situation and the global supply side, since we have certain amount of good news from the United States that they are saying that we are not in a recession, as well as Wikipedia changed their definition of recession. Uh, Previously, we used to say that a country is said to be in recession where if we have two negative consecutive GDP numbers for a particular country. Since United States has already 2 quarters of negative GDP numbers. However, the state denies, as well as the state secretary and the Federal Reserve denies that this is a recession, and recession has to consider a lot many factors. However, there is still speculation in the market around that, but still there is one thing certain, that the Federal Reserve will now have no meeting for the next 2 months, and we can see a decent pump in the market, especially in the month of August. I am more realistically targeting for Bitcoin around 25,000 to 28,000 region in the month of August. However, September could be very shady for the crypto as well as the stock market, since the bear market would have to continue the downside motion and complete the Elliott wave, the last wave, which I'm expecting more likely would be towards the target of 16,000 to 12,000 per Bitcoin. However, this is a bear market rally and you should also benefit from it, since I am also uh, intending to help you with it. So I'll be posting certain criteria for a competition which I am holding on Twitter. If you are following me on Twitter, I have posted around 1,000 about giving away $1,000 if one person wins that competition. So if you are following me on Twitter, I'll be posting the instructions how to enter this competition, and the person who makes most of the percentage gains in their trading, that will win the $1,000 prize, as well as they will have the chance to become the moderator of any group if I in future have anyone. Moving towards, so clearly I have given you the clear idea of BTC. First, I expect to test the 23,000 to $22,800 region, and then if we have sufficient volume in the market as well as the stocks are in green, we can see Bitcoin continue its motion towards the upside, keeping the analysis as simple as possible. Moving on towards the larger time frame for BTC, larger time frame for BTC right now is more importantly the weekly time frame. Since it is important to consider the weekly time frame more than ever right now, because we just have broken the 200 weekly moving average last week and just closed the weekly candle below it. Since BTC has formed a local high and formed about 24,000, hit the price of $24,000 on 18th of July, but since last week was very volatile just because of the reason that we had crossed the 200 weekly moving average resistance, but the week was volatile because the closing should have to be below the 200 weekly moving average, which is exactly which we saw the last week. However, this week would be a very turn of events if we close the weekly candle above the 200 weekly moving average. Right now the 200 weekly moving average price is around $22,800. If you see here this red value, if I bring cursor here, it is 22,800, or you can say $22,796, which is approximately $22,800. If we close the weekly candle above this 200 weekly moving average, then we can expect further upside in the immediate future. However, if BTC closed the weekly candle below the 200 weekly moving average, then it would be forming a reversal doji pattern, just like this pattern, and technically this is that would be a reversal pattern. If since we are in upside motion, then that would indicate a downside motion in the immediate future. However, in the macro situation, analysis situation, I am overall bullish for BTC. Just after testing the levels which are mentioned on the Twitter, if there would be any urgent update, I'll be posting on my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter from the name of The Verdant. Okay, so moving on towards Ethereum chart for time being BTC, you have for weekly chart you have to stay consistent and watch the chart. If we close above 200 weekly moving average, then we are bullish. The value of 200 weekly moving average is $22,800, and if we close below the weekly moving average, then there would be two possibilities. If the stock market crashes, then BTC would definitely retrace very stronger just because of the double top pattern formation, and the second is the reversal doji formation on the below the 200 weekly moving average. However, if the stocks remain bullish, right now we'll be discussing stocks, and if they remain bullish and close the Bitcoin candle above the 200 weekly moving average, we can see further upside to the region of $28,000 to $25,000 level. Moving on towards Ethereum, if you have been following my weekly updates or even daily updates of the crypto market, I said that the strong resistance zone for Ethereum is around $17,000 to $19,000. That is exactly, if you see how beautifully Ethereum has respected the target I have drawn, that is exactly Ethereum has not closed a single 4-hour candle inside this rectangle, which is marking the price range as a strong resistance from of 23 of 17,026 to $19,000 level. This is a strong resistance area, and now I expect Ethereum to retest the zone of the maximum resistance for Ethereum. If I'm supposed to mark the strong support for Ethereum would be around $16,016 level, and the immediate resistance for Ethereum would be around $16,048. If you want to dollar cost average into Ethereum, I would recommend the DCA targets here. Please note that this is not a financial advice. I will be picking myself Ethereum here. The first DCA should be around 16,600 region to 16,035 dollar level, and the DCA 2, if we are supposed to find the second dollar cost average target, finding the next strong support for Ethereum range would be 15,037 to this larger gap area, that is 1495. So let's term it as DCA1, and DCA2, where I myself will be picking Ethereum, would be around 1537 to $1484 level. This is where I'll be picking Ethereum, and the target for Ethereum, if Ethereum goes down, let's say if I'm supposed to mark the channel, if Ethereum goes down to this level or the second dollar cost average level, placing it in center. So the target next for Ethereum, if Bitcoin stays bullish, for which I have explained in detail what are the bearish and bullish scenarios for Bitcoin in the earlier part of this video, then we would see a strong bounce from this level towards the 1900 or even $1,850 level for Ethereum. So this is my overall take on Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. Starting with the dollar cost average targets for Solana. By the way, Solana has hit the target of $44. If you have seen, if you took the trade, we picked Solana recently at $39.55 level, and then the first target was $42.11 level, and the second target was $44 level. If you have closed in profit, then congratulations. We made approximately a gain of, if I am supposed to mark the gain, we made approximately gain of 13.81% on Solana. So right now my DCA targets for Solana stays around $39.5 level as well as $38.3 level. If I'm supposed to mark here dollar cost average level for 39.55 level to the level, if you can see there is a strong support, decent strong support here at $40.5 level. While I'll supposedly give a stop loss here if Solana goes below 38.5 $4 level, then you can sell it in if you intend it for scalping, then you can sell it immediately. But right now I would not be using the stop loss. I will myself consider the bullish scenario more likely in the crypto market, as we don't have any Fed meeting for the next 2 months. So I'll stick with the DCA part only. The stop loss is only for those people if you are doing in the future trades. First of all, I don't recommend taking these trades in futures. If you are taking, use the stop loss recommended by me, as myself I'll be taking these trades in spot level. Moving on towards another altcoin. This altcoin would be Atom. If I'm supposedly to take the price for Atom right now to pick the level, as I expect Atom would be booming in the next month to hit the price target of $11.3. So let's say if I am supposed to mark the picking points for Atom, that would be around DCA level would be around $10 to $9.33. And if you are trading with leverages, which I don't recommend, the stop loss should be around $8.73. Oops. Okay. So that is your stop loss and the dollar cost average level target for Ether. Moving on towards the macroeconomic situation right now, if you have seen in the Twitter that I have posted that Nasdaq is exactly on the resistance, which is why we didn't close any 4-hour candle above it. And even if you see historically in the past, on 2nd of June, Nasdaq retraced from this point and went down back again, crashing to the local lows. This is when Bitcoin fell down to $17,500 level. And right now, if you see, Nasdaq is in the situation again. It is a strong resistance level for Nasdaq. If Nasdaq breaks above it, then we would be seeing that Bitcoin would close the candle above the 200 weekly moving average and would continue its way upwards. However, if Nasdaq retraces and forms a very bad pattern downwards, then we can see crypto market as well as BTC to be retracing as well, and most of the trades would be hitting stop loss. However, I wouldn't be personally using stop loss, since these trades would be in spot first of all for me, and the second thing is I wouldn't be using more than 10% or even 20% of my portfolio. If your portfolio is smaller, then you can use hardly 10 to 20% of your portfolio in spot only. Okay. Moving on towards the dollar currency index. Right now, the dollar currency index has been bleeding tremendously and even broke the second line of support right now. So it is retesting the support line now, which is acting as a resistance for the dollar currency index, and it is going to retest this level once again. If the rejection is formed, then we can see the crypto market as well as the stocks would be bullish again, and the dollar currency index would be testing the level of 104.1 level. If that all rounds up the crypto market update scenario, you know three things what to watch. The first is the dollar currency index, second is the Nasdaq resistance, and the third is BTC closing on the weekend. If that goes all well, then we can see in the coming weeks, the first 2 weeks of August, we can even reach $25,000 level for BTC, or even $28,000 level. Moving on towards some updates. If you are following me on Twitter, you must have been, as I discussed in the earlier part of the video, I am starting a trading competition for the people who are good traders and know how to calculate the risk and reward. This is not a financial advice. The winners will get $1,000 level. For starters, if you need to participate in the competition, then you have to use the Bybit referral link I recently posted on the uh, Twitter handle as well. My referral code here is PYQ5EZ. If you form the uh, I'll also be posting this link with a video link in the link to form the Bybit account is also given in the video's description. However, if you are still using the Bybit, then you can create new account if it doesn't require KYC. However, I have right now someone already registered with the referral link, but he hasn't deposited any money. If you are trading if you are to participate in this competition, then you must have Bybit account linked with this invite link. So that is why I would be able to verify that who made most percentage gain. It doesn't matter if you are even using $150 minimum for this challenge. However, you can use bigger amount of wallet as well, but minimum should be $150 deposited and you should trade with it. But the main thing is I would be focusing on how much percentage gain you make on using your trades. If you are making 10, if let's say for, one person makes 10% on $150 and other person makes 10% on $1,500, so my main target is not your wallet size or how much money you have. My main target would be the percentage gain. If someone makes let's say $5,000 using only $150, so that would be the a very high percentage gain, and surely the winner would be decided based on the percentage gain only, which I would be able to see your from your referral if you are forming account using my referral link. And that is how the trading competition would give the winner $1,000. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the updates. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.